Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is right after we gave Cooper a bath. Yeah, he's no longer stinky anymore, but he will remain forever stinky in our hearts. Anyways, what else happened? Oh yeah, we gave Cooper the tablet that had like a picture of him and his old crew, I'm assuming, and I think he cracked it once he went into his room, probably, bringing up bad memories or something. But yeah, who knows if we're gonna learn anything about that anytime soon, but oh well. Um, let's begin. He must still be in his room. I didn't eat a ton yesterday. I was looking forward to eating breakfast together. Although, it's hard to mistake what that was last night. I bubbled to myself. He definitely broke that tablet. Cooper looked shaken when he turned it on. I thought it was out of joy, but I guess not. Maybe that's why he had it at the bottom of the glorified trash can. He must have had bad blood with his old teammates. I debate on asking about it when I see him next. It's not like he was being very subtle about it. Which is weird. I thought he'd try his best to be the cold and quiet type. The type that bottles everything up to look cool. Which is dumb. If he's gonna help me through my issues, I want to at least return the favor. That might be a bit optimistic, but still. Can't hurt to try. Oh, I know what I can do. I whisper to myself, although he probably heard that anyway. I get up from the couch and give myself some stretches. Man, I'm still so stiff. I hope that wears off soon. It's already cumbersome to walk as it is. My inner monologue gets interrupted as I look at the floor. There's the t-shirt I found. Huh, I must have thrown it off in the middle of the night. Guess that checks out. I never really wore t-shirts to bed back home. I trace my fingers over the scars on my chest. The one near the center is particularly deep. I shiver, trying not to think about them anymore. I scoop up my shirt and put it on as I make my way to the kitchen corner. The very least I can do is try to make him breakfast, since he's been providing me my every meal. Granted, this is still his food I'm using, but it's the thought that counts. I give myself some motivational slaps on the face to wake myself up. Everything looks similar. How hard can it be to cook here? Turns out even the fire alarms sound similar around here. Jesus Christ, Cyrus, what the hell were you doing? I pucker my lips and look away, too embarrassed by the amalgamation of burnt food on the stove in front of us. Well, I was trying to make us breakfast. Cooper puts some kind of towel over the pan. Within moments, the acrid smell all but dissipates. I was up. You could have called for me. I didn't know, and to be honest, I did want to make you something. Why? I don't know. Pay you back for... Cyrus, seriously, you don't need to pay me back. But I want to. I try not to raise my voice too loud, but I have a point I want to get across. Look, it's super nice of you to not expect me to pay you back or anything, but it personally makes me feel bad. So just let me do something, okay? Cooper looks towards the stove. Can I ask you not to cook on your own? I'll think about it. Cooper sighs. Okay, to be fair, you left me here alone yesterday expecting me to feed myself. And at what point did I say for you to cook? I'm pretty sure I told you that there's ready-made food already in there. You mean your gross mushrooms? They're not. I give him a sharp look, and he stutters. Okay, they are pretty gross. Cooper chuckles. But to be fair, so is whatever it is that you were trying to make. You know, that's fair. I didn't think the stove got that hot. Red means hot, no. I roll my eyes. You gotta choose between treating me like a child or an old man, although I prefer you treat me with some common decency. I huff at him and he snickers. Sorry, old man. I'll keep that in mind and try to be consistent. He ruffles my hair, then heads to the fridge. Cooper seems to be back in a good mood. I wonder, is now a good time to bring it up? I open my mouth as if trying to say something, but quickly shut it. Gotta be delicate about this. Instead, I opt to clear my throat. So... If you want to ask about the tablet, go ahead. Time limit, remember? I pucker my lips again. Damn, this wolf really can read me. I'm surprised you knew I wanted to ask. I'm surprised it took you this long to try. I wasn't exactly discreet about it. No, you weren't. What was that all about? Cooper turns away from the fridge to look at me, then to the wall for a moment to think. After an awkward beat, he takes a deep breath and faces me. My last team and I... we didn't really mesh well, to say the least. I don't respond. I want him to continue without interruption. For a while, everything went along smoothly. We were a group of mercenaries doing what we wanted. When we wanted. Although, what we wanted varied between group members, to the point where we eventually split. Cooper holds his hand over that prominent scar on his arm, and begins to stroke the fur around it. Lost a lot of good friends. What happened? Cooper blinks as if coming out of a trance. He looks as if he's contemplating something. We had our differences, and they were enough for them to pretty much abandon me. I try not to dwell on it. Not everyone's right for everyone. He shrugs like it's no big deal, but abandon is a pretty loaded term. Did they hurt you? I gesture to the scar on his arm. I don't think he even realized he was caressing it. He pauses. Yeah, they did. He then shakes his head and puts on a confident smile. But that's just how it is around here. I've survived this long, right? That's all I can ask for. Not to sound pretentious, but there's a difference between surviving and living. Cooper looks a bit disappointed at me. Not only is that pretentious as fuck, but it also reeks of privilege. I'm not surviving because I want to, I'm surviving because I have to. Shit, he's right. That did sound pretty condescending. Sorry, that's not how I meant for that to come out. I just want you to be, like, happy. Cooper ruffles my hair some. You know what would make me happy? Getting some help with breakfast. Cooper looks over to the stove. To clarify, some edible breakfast. He teases and I roll my eyes. I'm sure there's something in the pan that's edible. I'm not willing to find out. That's something I probably wouldn't survive eating. He pats my head and we get to making something to eat. Cooper once again handles the food with grace that I didn't think was possible for someone like him. Especially compared to me, my cooking skills must have gone to shit. Although to be fair, I didn't recognize much of anything in the fridge, even after he showed me everything. Hell, I don't even know what he's cooking right now. Apparently, it's the meat of something called a cantoon, along with some eggs. It smells pretty good, and that's all I care about. Once we finish eating, we should get ready for the day and head out. We're going to leave my place around dinner tonight, at around 8 p.m. Am I allowed to ask where we're going? Not right now. Later, I can fill you in. Cooper smirks at my dejected face as he hands me breakfast. Okay. I sigh and dig into the cantoon meat. It almost tastes like bacon. I should expect that kind of answer by now, but I don't have to like it. What I can tell you is that we're going shopping after breakfast. My clients sent me even more cash this morning. Explains your good mood today. Payday is always a good day. Well, I'm glad that they're paying you well, it seems. You don't know the half of it. Stumbling across you in that alley was one of the best things that happened to me. I coughed for a moment on the foreign meat. He didn't have to word it like that. You okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. Just... yeah. Geez, if it wasn't for his worried expression, I'd think he said it like that on purpose. This conversation does make me feel a bit melancholic, though. So, we wouldn't really see each other again after this? Cooper pauses, before looking away. Probably not, no. That kind of sucks. Hmm? Well, I guess I just feel sad if I never see you again. Cooper doesn't respond for a moment. I guess he can tell what I'm getting at. Maybe so. It isn't my first time heading to Resom, so I doubt it'll be my last. He pauses for a moment. I guess if it'll make you feel better, I can try and find time to come see you. He emphasizes the try, but even that's enough for me. I guess he can tell since I'm smiling. Hehe. Thanks, Cooper. I appreciate it. I think that's a typo. Cooper huffs before looking away again. Just eat your food. I can't help but notice that a certain wolf's tail is patting against the couch. I smile. Okay. Cooper's ears flick back and his tail thumping persists. As soon as we finish breakfast, I go to get dressed. I shoo him away to the kitchen corner to wash the dishes and ask him not to look. If he needs me to turn when getting dressed, he can deal with looking away when I change. Thankfully, my nice clothes don't feel quite as grimy as I thought they would. Not sleeping in them really was the move. Okay, I'm just about ready. Do you need any help before we head out? Nah, I'm just gonna make some provisions while we're out running errands. If you want, you can take the bathroom to freshen up. I know that's something you humans are a fan of. I'm 99% certain that most sentient beings are a fan of basic hygiene. I always was called the odd one out. Ugh, I seriously hope that shower isn't the last one he has this decade. It is nice to be able to fix my hair the way I want it. I don't want to use any of his brushes, although my hair is still a bit wild. Maybe I should cut it. Yes, cut it. Not sure yet. I kinda like the vibe I've got going on now. Maybe it's out of desperation. I could definitely live without the scars, though. The first aid kit is still on the counter. I debate getting some more bandages to wrap my hair up. We'll probably need this for the trip to Resom, so I'll leave it here for now. I do take a roll of bandages, just in case. Do you think we could get me some socks? I found some sneakers to wear, but no matching pair of socks. I'm sorry, some what? Dear God. I found some shoes to wear. Oh, yeah. They shouldn't be too hard. Wait, why don't you just wear the socks you already found? They don't match. Cooper pauses. Okay. That's like illegal in terms of fashion. Cooper exhales through his nose as he rolls his eyes. We might need to teach you more about how to survive than to live. No, I don't want to hear that Mr. takes a shower once a month. Cooper stares at me, as if not wanting to confirm or deny that. That means he's confirming it. Seriously? It's been a tough season, okay? He grumbles at me. Yeah, okay. So, how are we doing this? Here, take this bag. Cooper hands me a backpack I can hardly carry. You can keep that. I packed some essentials for the day. Oh, thanks. I'm already starting to formulate more ways to pay him back. Maybe that's my character flaw. I'm too nice. No, that's hardly a flaw. Unless... The hell are you doing? Huh? You keep making weird faces. Oh, I was just thinking. Try to do it a bit more discreetly. You're pretty easy to read. Is that a problem? Where we're going, it could be. Folks around those parts prey on the weak quickly. I pause. So, why the hell are you taking me? Because, old man, I'm afraid of coming home and you having a heart attack in your sleep. I'd rather not risk leaving you alone. I'm having second thoughts about coming along. Who said you have a choice? Now it's my turn to grumble. I feel like a hostage. You'll be fine. I'm one of the most hospitable kidnappers around. I literally had to ask you to pay for the water to be turned on. And I followed through on that, didn't I? Ugh. I can't stand him. Time limit, remember? Yeah, yeah. Cooper adjusts his rifle as he picks up the duffel bag. You really think we need that? I gesture to the rifle on his back. My rifle? Yeah, I'm not taking any chances out there. Seems kind of cumbersome to lug around. It is. It used to be a lot easier to carry around back in the day. Cooper lingers on that for a moment. But it's the most reliable thing I've ever met, so I'm more than willing to bring it along. Hmm, fair enough. Who knows? Maybe you'll get to see it in action today. I'd like to avoid that. So would I, to be honest. That does remind me, though. Cooper unzips his bag to pull something out. Here, open your hands. With a bit of hesitation, I hold my hand out for him. Both of them. He says it with a bit of urgency. I do as I'm told. In my left hand, Cooper places what seems to be a knife. In my right hand, Cooper places a gun that looks similar to the one he pointed at me when we first met. I can't help but grimace. I know. But while we're out there, it would be best for you to have some sort of weapon. You sure I can't just stay home? I'm sure. Besides, once we leave tomorrow, you'll need them anyway. Might as well give them to you now. I guess. They both feel weighting in my malnourished hands. I'm pretty sure I'd hurt myself before any attacker. He makes a good point, though. It would be nice to have some kind of weapon while out in the unknown. However, the thought of carrying a gun makes me nervous. To ease your mind a bit, I set it so the safety on the gun will only unlock if I activate it on my axiom. Oh, thanks, Cooper. That does actually make me feel a bit less hesitant about bringing it. I've never fired a gun, especially not like this. I'm not surprised. Come over here. He gestures to the window. I don't like where this is going. I put the knife in my pocket, very aware of the weight. I'm sure you know how to at least hold the gun, right? Uh, I mean, how hard can that be? I've probably seen movies or shows with guns in them. Steadying myself, I take the gun in my right hand and slowly raise it. I use my left hand to gently cup the underneath to add some more support. Oh, not bad. Could reorient your fingers a bit, but doing what feels natural is probably your best bet. Cooper looks up at me and down a bit. Although your stance itself could use some work. Here, come to the window. Okay. Huh, it's a bit cloudy out. I walk up next to him, getting a good look outside. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Cooper interrupts my internal monologue by wrapping himself around me from behind. Uh, relax. I'm just adjusting your arms. Cooper says it in my ear, his hot breath invading my personal space. It's mitigated by the scent of vanilla, though. That shampooing is really doing its job. He's warm against my back and arms. Really warm. It would be nice if it wasn't so sudden. Or with him. Although, wait, no. Hurry up. I let out a staggered breath. What's got you all worked up? You can't be that oblivious, can you? Cooper chuckles. Just think of your boyfriend. Don't be a cheater. Don't joke like that. He snickers again, and I huff. Asshole. Almost done. Just gotta adjust your stance some more. Ugh, I hate this. Cooper kneels down, his paw easily wrapping around most of my twig for legs. I'm sure someone out there would enjoy this. Not me, unfortunately, asexual or not, sometimes the body reacts on its own. I miss Damien so much right now. Alright. There. Geez, maybe you're gonna have a heart attack just walking down the street today. Fuck off. I say with barely a shred of confidence. Cooper snickers at that. Sorry. You were really just that easy, huh? Anyways, try to remember the feel of how you're standing right now. Your weight is much more evenly distributed. I pause. Well? Well, what? No, what little weight you have, that is. Comment. Don't insult me. My material is way better than that. Somehow, I doubt that. I don't want to hear that from someone who can't stand properly. Hey, guns are scary. I'm glad you think so, cause now we're gonna have you fire it. Wait, what? Here? Not here, dummy. Point it out the window. Uh... Cooper opens his Axiom window and swipes up on it. Nothing happens. Come on. He tries to swipe up on it again. The window starts to slide up, albeit pretty slowly. I can't help but snort. What? I might not be able to stand properly, but at least I know how to open a window manually. Cooper rolls his eyes before he pushes the window open. There's an audible cracking sound. It's fine, don't worry about it. Worry about the gun in your hand, and how to fire it. Okay. Cooper gestures to the window. He directs me away from the neighboring buildings. There's an empty lot on the right. You'll need to kneel down a bit. Okay. That's good, just keep calm. There's no one over there for you to hit. Okay. I take a deep breath as my finger quivers over the trigger. Okay, I'm unlocking it now. With that, the gun makes a beeping audio cue along with a bit of hepatic feedback. It's stronger than how a phone would feel. It's got enough charge for a few shots. Just shoot once. Okay. With another deep breath, I aim towards a wide open space. My fingers lightly trace over what I assume to be the trigger. I'm pretty sure it's actually a button. I fire. There's a brief flash of blue light. The sound is about what I was expecting from a gunshot. But there's also a bit of a high-pitched ring, which is then accompanied by Cooper's whistling. Dang! Okay, maybe you'll be fine after all. Huh? Once you got into it, you narrowed your eyes and stopped breathing. Also, I noticed you were looking straight down the barrel. That's pretty good for an amateur. Oh, thanks, I guess. I don't think I'm happy knowing I can handle a gun well. I'm seriously hoping this is the only time I'll ever need one. Alright, I'm locking it again. If I'm far away, just whistle or something to catch my attention. Are we gonna be separated? Maybe. Who knows? I did say if. Alright. Okay, let's go. Okay. Once we put on all of our gear, Cooper holds out his arm. Hold my paw while we're walking, and remember, don't open your eyes. Okay, what's up with that, by the way? When we're shifting, we'll get disoriented. It's dark, but you'll see some wild stuff you won't see anywhere else. Like what? Be brave and find out. Personally, I'd rather not look. It's pretty fucky. That just makes me want to do it. You're an adult. Do what you want. I roll my eyes and take his paw. Ready whenever you are. Alright then, let's take you to the scary outside world. How bad could it be? I curb my curiosity and keep my eyes closed while walking down the unnaturally long hallway. It feels even longer than the first time. Eventually, I start to smell something. Salt water? I hear the sound of a door opening. Can I open my eyes? Sure. Ugh, even while my eyes are closed, I have to cover them. The sun is blinding. When I do open my eyes, the scenery is far from what I was expecting. We're in a port town of some sort. Did we really travel that far? That explains the salt water. The ocean is in clear view. Wow. What? It's beautiful. Kinda. Frankly, I think it's kinda bland. I've never actually been to the ocean. Huh? I can't pull my eyes away from it. It sounds just like I thought it would. Where I came from, we live somewhere near the ocean. Sadly, we never made time to take the trip. My folks were always pretty busy. At least they were providing for you, right? Oh yeah, they were great parents, just wish we had the chance to take trips and such. Maybe if you're good today, we can head down to the docks before we go back. I'll hold you to that. Cooper smiles. Let's go. Okay. I managed to pull myself away from the ocean view. The salty breeze is quite refreshing, I have to say. I've never really been to a port town. We were from the northern parts of Vermont and only lived there for a few years. Even so, it's the longest we lived anywhere, so we decided to call it our hometown. The oysters were good though. There's probably some kind of seafood restaurant around here. I'm looking forward to whatever we do for lunch. In contrast to Tunisia, this place is a lot more rural. Not run down or anything, but definitely something more modern than futuristic. Wait, what's considered modern here? Is Tunisia modern and this is old school? My brain hurts. Besides that, there are dunes surrounding one of the walkways through town, and most of the buildings are made of wood. Wonder how similar this place is compared to the beach towns back home. Oh wait, should I stay quiet around here? You can if you want. Most people around here are misfits. To be honest, I bet you'd fit right in. Never thought it would be a good thing that I look so weird. You don't look weird. If you say so. Gotta work on that confidence. I paused for a moment, shaking my head. That sounded like Damien. You okay? Yeah, it's nothing. Ugh, starting to get another headache. Anyways, you sound like you've been here before. Where are we? Oh, we're in my hometown, Aquilla. Wait, what, really? Yup. We're a few cities away from my place though. I live somewhere else for confidential reasons, but I visit to stock up on supplies. Are people out to get you too? You don't mess with mobs and government officials without making a few wanted screens. Jeez, just what custody did I fall into? Stop acting like you're having a bad time. I can tell you've been having fun. I'm not the only one. Your tail sounds nice against the bathtub. I don't know what you mean. I'm sure you don't. Cooper huffs, but I definitely notice his tail swishing a bit. He's not very good at looking like the cool stoic type, is he? So, supplies? Supplies. Normally I'd have us split up to save time, but I don't think that's a good idea. A reasonable assumption. Alright, we've got a lot of ground to cover, and hey, at least we won't need to eat in an alley while we're here. I instinctively look towards the beaches, but don't say anything. Cooper gives me an inquisitive look. What? You want to eat at the beach? Cooper states rather than ask. I mean, I wouldn't mind. It's not like it was my dream to see the ocean or anything. That's good. I think you've been dreaming a bit too much lately. That confuses me. I think he's trying to make some sort of metaphor, but I don't have the heart to tell him it doesn't make sense. I guess I tried to humor him. Well, I'm glad to be awake, I guess. Same. Cooper ruffles my hair and I grumble. I wish he stopped doing that. It takes a long time to straighten it back out. Oh look, there's our first stop. It looks like a general store. You get to see something pretty neat. Just don't tell anyone, alright? He gives me a thumbs up. I think he's trying to imitate me. I can't help but chuckle and return the gesture. Maybe I've unknowingly started a new trend. Cooper escorts me into the store and saunters up to the counter. Sure enough, it looks like a normal store. There's an aggressive-looking boar manning the counter though. His little paper hat clashes with his overall appearance. Cooper makes a weird gesture with his paw. Company got company? Depends on the time. 3:20 a.m. Alright, welcome. The clerk motions to the back room while Cooper gestures for me to follow him. This is where I get my munitions, or at least some of them. The stench of smoke from what I assume to be some kind of drug permeates through the air. I have to cover my nose, making me sound nasally. Cool. Yeah, how do you think I feel? His voice is almost as nasally as mine as he clamps his paw over his snout. Worth it though. I can't help but bust out in a bit of laughter. Yeah, the tough guy act went straight out the window, huh? Cooper waves for me to stay close to him, as he shows me around the secret back room. The decor of the room almost reminds me of an old saloon or something. The sound of the door locking behind us catches my attention. Cooper places his free paw on my hand. Hey, calm down. He does that for our privacy's sake. Oh, okay. I didn't even realize it, but my other hand had already moved to the knife in my pocket. Cooper sighs and starts telling the shopkeeper what he wants. He asks for a lot of different kinds of things, most of which I've never heard of before. Do you really need all of that for the trip? Not really, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. I think back to the oodles of crates in his apartment. Don't you already have, like, a shit ton of ammo back at home? Those are for emergencies. That ammo is for older model guns. They are a pain to use, so I try not to use them much. Then get rid of them? Why would I do that? Have you ever actually needed them? No, but I might. You never know. I sighed through my covered mouth. I forgot how aggravating it can be to argue with this man. That'll be all. Is the usual fine? The shopkeeper grunts. I guess that's a yes because Cooper passes him a rather thick envelope. The boy grabs a few small boxes from nearby shelves and hands them to Cooper. He promptly puts them in his bag. Appreciate the business, as usual. The boar's not looking at Cooper, but at me. Another? Cooper looks surprised before looking back at me. Oh, yeah, another job. You might want to keep him out of sight. Could lead to trouble. Really now? I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the heads up. They nod to each other, and then Cooper pulls me aside. Alright, change of plans. I'm pretty sure there are agents around here. Agents? Use that brain I know you have. The people trying to get you. Oh. O is right. I think we'll be safe in town. Most folks around here aren't big fans of the kind of operation they run. What do they do? Classified. I groan as Cooper starts to take off his jacket. Wear this. Oh, why? To keep you covered, obviously. But it's so tacky. Quit your bitching and put it on already. I can't help but grumble and reluctantly put it on. Ugh, it definitely hasn't been washed in a while. Great. There's barely a hint of that vanilla scent I've grown to like. Here, dummy. You need to put this on. Cooper comes up to pull the hoodie over my head, along with making sure that all of my hair is completely inside. Here, how's that? Hot. Isn't it summer? Almost. You could use some sun anyways. Then let me take the jacket off. No. With that, he pushes me out of the back room before leaving the shop. I'm gonna stink of Cooper. It's refreshing to smell the ocean again after being in that drug-ridden room for so long. Although it doesn't take long for the heat to start to bother me under this hood. My dark attire definitely wasn't meant for the beach. I'll be sweating in no time. I wasn't able to take a shower this morning, so I'm going to as soon as we get home. Ugh, what's next? Don't sound so excited. I'll try not to. Cooper snorts. We're going to pick up some food for the trip. All of it? For the whole trip? Yes, sir. All of it. That's what a lot of our free space is going to be for, along with some other necessities. Like what? Well, toilet paper is pretty useful. Huh. What? I assume you think that wasteful since you don't write on paper. Well, what else would you wipe your ass with? Let's change the topic. Gladly. Cooper gestures to the left, down to the piers. Come on, we've got work to do. Okay. Well, at least I'll get some of that authentic beach experience. Heat and all. We spend the next couple of hours going up and down the pier. Cooper is insistent on grabbing everything on the list he made on his axiom. He tells me it's common for shops to move on the pier, as rent changes almost monthly for them. Something about how much they make gauges their rent. If you make a lot, you pay more. Something along those lines. Sounds like a lot of work. I'd hate to have to change locations on a monthly basis. Something is bugging me though. I notice you're not really using your axiom around here. What's up with that? There's not much reason to. Most folks around here don't have one. Are they rare? Just expensive. Your first experience here was in Tunisia, so I can imagine your perception of how the world works is a bit skewed. I guess that makes sense. Is it hard to transfer money? Not really. I can materialize it straight from my axiom. Pretty handy. Cooper opens the axiom window and slides a new screen. He inputs a number and presses enter. Something starts printing out of the screen. He plucks it out with his paw before handing it to me. It's red with a metallic strip on the right side. There's the number 5 imposed on an ornate-looking feather. That's 5 plums. This is the currency around here? Yep, you can keep that. You sure I don't know what I'd do with it? Start a piggy bank. It's all you got. I guess. I study it as we continue our walking. It feels different than a dollar would. I stop myself from asking what the conversion rates are. Like he would know. So what can this get me? Not much. Maybe some food down by the docks. Is there street food on the pier? Not really. It attracts a lot of pests. I always thought beaches had vendors for food everywhere. Not this one. I know a few grills where we can get something to eat. Okay. Man, the first summer trip that I can remember and it's a bust. Oh well, I guess that should be the least of my concerns. I need to be more cautious. Curiosity killed the cat after all. But not before the cat had some fun, hopefully. My stomach starts to growl as we make our third trip down the pier. Cooper, this is getting old. Don't you have more than enough supplies? You can never be too prepared. You absolutely can. How long are we going to be traveling for? 2 days by train, 1 day by walking. Then why the hell are we stocking up for the apocalypse? Never know when another one might hit. I think you're being paranoid. I think you're letting your mouth run a little too much. Pretty sure that's us going up and down on the pier. Can we take a break? Ugh, fine. I place my bag down on the ground and sigh. Geez, the other day you had no qualms with my lack of stamina. That's in the past. You act like a 5-year-old. I hunch over a bit as a sudden wave of fatigue hits me. Cooper snickers. Okay, Grandpa. Don't start that again. Cooper walks past me, but not before patting my head. Come on, let's get you that meal you so desperately crave. It's pretty common for people to get hungry, Cooper. Don't I know it? Ugh. Just 3 more days. Just 3 more days. Oh, are you gonna miss smelly Cooper? Cooper takes me back to where we started, down to the beach. Apparently that's where they sell all the good food, so they don't have to clean up as many messes. It's all seafood, which I am more than okay with. Ugh. Cooper, not so much. Yeah, me and Cooper, we know what's up. Seafood bad. I decide to get a few pieces of skewered whitefish with some kind of citrus on the side as garnish. It's yellow like a lemon, but sweet like an apple. Ugh. I'm somewhat happy with presenting my own money to pay for my meal. Damn, capitalism got me good. Instead of opting to sit on the community tables strewn about, Cooper wants to eat by some rocks on the other side of the beach. Something about precaution. Okay, I have to admit, this grilled fish is pretty good. Cooper looks at me with a bit of disgust. Woof. Are you even tasting it? What? Yeah, it's really good. You act like you've never been fed before. Hey, come on, I haven't had fish in forever. How do you know? I don't know, it just feels like it. Woof. Swallow before talking. We got time. I swallow. Sorry, what? Nothing. I just don't like fish that much. Really? That's a shame. I didn't either for a while, but when you date a tiger... Yeah, I get it. Cooper passes his squid on a stick over to me. Just take it. I'll be fine with ration packs. You sure? Yes, I don't like fish. I gulp. Okay. Someone's gotta stick up their ass, and it's not just the squid. Not gonna see me complaining, this food is right up my alley. However, it's making me nostalgic about Damien again. I look wistfully into the distance. What are you so nervous about? Hmm? I cock my head towards him. You seem like you have butterflies in your stomach. Well, I am in love. Cooper scrunches his face like I said something nasty. What? Gross. Aw, come on. A something guy like you must get a good number of dates. You'd be surprised. Cooper pulls out a pack of rations from his bag. This is the first date I've been on in years. Now it's my turn to scrunch my face up. I'm kidding. I sure hope so. Who'd want to go on a date with you? I was just being nice. You're a handsome enough dude. You could probably get something. Oh, I have. Not interested. Did they complain about your musk? No, they complained about how I did things in life. Oh, I was just trying to banter. Wasn't really looking to get any more of his backstory. Do you want to talk about it? Not with you, no. Fair enough. Sorry. It's fine, just getting some flashbacks from how the fish smells. No happy memories from your childhood? Not really. Aquilla only got up and running about a decade ago. I was long gone by then. Now we're getting into his childhood? Are you sure you're in a good spot to be venting about this? Course. Not like we'll be seeing each other after a few days. Cooper has a stern expression as he stands up and pats the crumbs off his shirt. Come on, we dwaddled long enough. Let's go. Okay. For the rest of the afternoon, Cooper is in a pretty pissy mood. The fish made me think more about Damien and how much I love him. Unfortunately, the fish did the exact opposite for Cooper, making him relive some apparently painful memories. I choose to let him stew for a bit, not bothering him about anything else we come across for the evening. We've only known each other for a few days, but I can tell when he needs space. I think. Oh well, this will give me an excuse to use my own deduction skills and try to figure out things myself. What could possibly go wrong? I only have 20 downs after buying that food. Not much I could get with this. I wonder why they use bird terminology for their currency. When I hold one of the coins up, I can see some kind of bird on it. Almost looks like an eagle. They're phoenixes. I stumble and drop the coin as Cooper turns towards me to speak. With one fluid motion, he scoops it up before putting it back in my hand. Oh, thanks. I was wondering about that. You're so easy to read. If you have a question, just ask. Oh, sorry. He still looks grumpy, even though I'm trying really hard not to set him off. I bet he can sense that, though. Hiding anything is going to be tough around him. Is there a reason why it's a phoenix? What do you know about phoenixes? I think they're Greek. They're the mythological birds that live forever by constantly regenerating. I don't know what geek is. Greek. Cooper huffs. Oops, I swear that was just a reflex. I don't know what Greek is, but from what I know of the phoenix, when they do die, they turn to ash before blooming into a new life. That's quaintly put. Thanks, I guess. Anyways, when society was building itself back up from literal ashes, they thought it'd be an appropriate symbol for the currency. Hmm, that's kind of beautiful to be honest. Cooper shrugs. I never really thought about it too much. I'm surprised. You seem only to think about money. Cooper puts a paw under his chin and looks up. Hmm, that is true. I can't help but snort. Guess he bounces back quickly. I like that in a friend. Cooper takes out his axiom and extracts what I think is another bill. Man, watching that thing work will never get old. It almost distracts me when Cooper hands it to me. I was right on the money. It's another bill, this time with a 10 on it. 10 plums? Yes, sir. Try not to spend it all in one place. Oh, thanks. I'll try not to. I study it like the last bill. It's quite similar to the 5 plum bill, but the design is just a bit more intricate. These are way cooler than what we had. Oh, yeah? Yeah, our currency just had the former leaders of our country on them. That sounds super creative. Right? I know other countries had their smell like maple syrup. I always wanted to see if that was true. What's maple syrup? Uh, how do I explain this? I should have paid attention in botany. Do you know what sap is? I'm looking at one right now. I scoff and roll my eyes. Kidding. Yeah, I know what sap is. That's what trees do sometimes. It's what they make. It's not a verb. Cooper rolls his eyes. Cool. They take sap and boil it down to make it into syrup, just like something you put on top of some food, like pancakes or waffles. Cooper looks more confused. I sigh again. If we ever meet up in the future, I'll make you some. It's easy. I think I'd rather avoid having you in the kitchen for the time being. Aw, come on. Cooper laughs before pulling my hoodie down for a moment to rustle my hair. Man, he likes doing that. Come on, we should head back home. We got some preparations to do. I huff as I try to straighten my hair out. Okay. Once we arrive back in Cooper's apartment, he tells me to stay with all of our stuff by the door. He's making last minute preparations, and we don't have a lot of time left before our portal is closed. By the way, can you just teleport to wherever you want, straight from your place? Cooper's making sure all of the bags are jam packed. He's being very efficient with the space. Not really, only within a few miles. Guess that's nice. Beats having a car. It can be, but it's so run down around here that the ports frequently shut off. It's a miracle we've been able to use it without incident. What would you have done if we couldn't come back? I have contacts back home. Handy. Do you need help? Nah, I'm almost done. Just stand there and look pretty. I can do that. I flip my hair. Ah, yes, my natural state of being. Cooper stands up and stretches his back out, along with the whine exiting his muzzle. Who would have thought being organized would be so tiring? Mmm. I snicker. All right, ready to go? As ready as I'll ever be. You said we're taking a train? More like jumping on a train. Oh, goody. Come on, you'll be fine. If you say so. Have I ever lied to you? Yes. That's besides the point. Ugh, whatever. Let's go do something illegal. That's the spirit. Cooper pats my back gently before helping me situate all of the bags I carry. Two. One on my back and one in my arms. Even then, they're not all the way full like his are. I should take Damien's advice and go to the gym more often. Damien is probably dead. Once we head out of the long, eldritch horror hallway, we end up in the dingy-looking town. It doesn't look abandoned, but it's definitely on the cusp of it. Everyone in sight looks shady as hell, making me more aware of the gun in my pocket. Although that's not what's stressing me out the most. It's what Cooper proposes we do. Cooper, you're not serious. Have I ever not been serious with you? This place is crawling with shady people, and those guys definitely look like law enforcement. I poke my head around the corner. There are some obnoxious looking security guards that remind me of knockoff science fiction cronies. The rifles they're holding make me try to take them seriously. All this time we've been avoiding people like that, and now you're wanting to waltz right up to them? It's not my idea. I have a contact in town that I can't miss. He's the one who's gonna help us get into Resom. They can't just video call you or something on your Axiom? The Axiom screen doesn't have a camera. It can only record audio. Damn, technology has apparently regressed. This will be the last time I ask you to wait outside while I do stuff. You do it all the time. You got this. I don't need a confidence booster for standing against a wall. I need a plan for when shit hits the fan. Also, it's not like I like standing and waiting for you. Could have fooled me. I have a knife, you know. I'd like to see you try me, old man. I roll my eyes before pulling my hood over me a bit more to cover as much of my face as possible. How long do we have to stay here? Well, the train is on the outskirts of town. If my meeting goes well, we'll be in and out in less than 30 minutes. When do we need to hop onto the train? In about an hour. I groan. We're really gonna be cutting it close. I think you should try to make an itinerary after all. Maybe in my next life. Anyway, let's not waste what little time we have left. I sigh. Okay. I guess the benefits of both of us looking shady is that we fit right in with the crowd around here. Everyone looks sus as hell. Cooper's sniffing around a lot trying to find his contact, I guess. They must know each other. I'll give him that. It's kind of genius to track them by scent. Leaves no paper trail or electronic trail. Bet they use some kind of code to start this whole exchange. Okay, wait. I'm getting distracted again. I need to remind myself to be more aware of my surroundings. I try to look over my shoulder. It doesn't look like anyone's following us. Cooper hisses at me. Don't do that. I'll hear if someone's sneaking up on us. Oh, okay. I sneak a glance at Cooper. Despite his earlier levity, he's looking pretty serious. His ears twitch in different directions while we walk, and he's got an even harsher scowl on. He's also looking a bit more puffy in the fur department. Maybe it's to try to intimidate people. It's definitely working on me. I wouldn't want to deal with him. I'm not sure how long we've been walking, maybe 15 minutes or so. We're running out of time. I try not to let my heart beat too fast. I don't want to stress out Cooper more than he already is. Actually, this is a good opportunity. Let's try to pretend we're competent in foreign situations. I steady my breathing and get into a strange state of mind. It's like I have a bubble around me, and I can focus my attention on anything in it. Everything seems to lag, as if to let me process things at my own pace. Even Cooper seems to be walking a bit slower next to me. I can hear the claws on his feet scrape against the road we're walking on. I scan the area in front of me. There's about 12 people in the immediate vicinity. Hey. Cooper slowly grabs my shoulder to keep me from walking any further. He speaks to me, and for a moment it sounds like he's slurring his words. Like my brain hasn't snapped back into focus. Are you okay? Your heartbeat feels unnaturally slow. Huh? Oh, yeah, I feel fine. Maybe a bit woozy. My chest does feel kind of iffy. I don't think that was a healthy headspace for me to get into. I almost feel like I have motion sickness. Ugh, no, yeah, I'm okay. Guess I'm just a bit on edge. I don't blame you. Unfortunately, it's gonna get a bit harder. We're here. Oh, goody. You know what to do if something happens? I'll try and whisper for you so no one hears. Good, don't speak to anyone. Keep your hood on, and you'll be fine. Cooper adjusts my hood one last time before patting my head. He's got a slightly encouraging smile on. I'll be back soon. I take one last deep breath before moving to stand against the wall. I whisper as quietly as I can. Okay. Cooper smirks before heading inside. I try to get a good look at it without really moving my head, but the hood makes it hard. The architecture around here looks like the slums of a suburban city. Seems like this place has seen a lot of natural disasters as well. There are even cracks in the buildings as if an earthquake hit. Maybe this is where one of the impacts were. The 7 stars, huh? I cover my mouth. Shit, I'm already screwing up. I look around. I don't think anyone's paying attention to me. I already missed Aquilla. We were only there for an afternoon, but at least the locals didn't look so terrifying. In particular, there's a scary-looking man down the street. He's an alligator with a weird-looking cowboy hat and a metal claw for a hand. The hat looks stupid, almost out of place. I almost jump as he starts walking in my direction. I guess I'll get to tell him in person, because he's coming right up to me. I try to look away in a casual manner, as if this threatening man wasn't walking towards me. He enters my field of vision, however, and I have no choice but to acknowledge him. He's smoking something. It smells like tobacco. I can't help but cough when he tries to talk to me. My heart begins to pound as he gets closer. He's easily taller than Cooper. The hell are you doing just standing around like that? You don't look like you're from around here. And unlike Cooper, he has no reason not to hurt me. I stick to my guns and remain as quiet as I can, despite all of the coughing and maintaining some composure. I'm trying not to stare at him, but it's hard not to look fear in the eyes. I give him a shrug and point to my neck before shaking my head. I mouth, I can't talk. Is that right? He moves his real hand over my mouth. Then why was I hearing you speak with that mangy mutt all the way on the other side of town? My heart drops. Shit, was this guy following us? Cooper should have noticed. I don't know what kind of game you boys are playing, but I'll let you know what happens if you break one of our rules. He takes a long drag of whatever the hell he's smoking. before spitting it in the air. The gator quickly swipes into the air with his metal prosthetic claws. The makeshift cigar he was smoking is now in several pieces on the ground. I think I get the picture. My adrenaline must be pumping because I'm not panicking as much as I thought I would be. Or maybe I am, and it just hasn't hit me yet. Now, I'm not just about to hurt you for no reason. You just tell me what I want to know, and I'll be on my way. Are we clear? He doesn't remove his hand to let me respond. I just nod my head. My hand is gripping tightly around the knife in my pocket. It's hard to breathe properly like this, which is making what little confidence I have sputter. I'm going to move my hand down now. That is a privilege I'm giving you. I think you know what'll happen if you abuse it. Now I'm glaring at him. I don't much like being talked to like a piece of property. Someone's got an attitude problem, it seems. You shouldn't have come around these parts if that's how you're gonna behave. He slowly lowers his arm, but only to slap me across my face. I can feel a trickle of blood rolling down my lip. For once, I'm glad I don't feel any of it. Instead, I keep glaring at him, letting him know he means nothing to me without even saying anything. That seems to get him a bit riled up. I'm now aware that my gun is in my back pocket, and I don't think it's unlocked. I have the knife firmly in my grasp now, but I don't think it's a good idea to take it out yet. I'll only get one shot if I do. There are some onlookers now. I think some of the guards in the distance are talking about us. If they come, everything we've worked for will be for nothing. I'm calm, but I don't know what to do. Do I do it and try to attack back? I sigh through my nose, almost disinterested in this whole situation. It just feels like a slog now. This gator dick in front of me doesn't feel the same, however. In what feels like slowed time, his metal hand comes at me in a slashing motion. That's when the fear for my life resurfaces. Try as I might, my knife won't reach him in time. There's a flash of light and a loud crash. Taking the opportunity, I dive away from the gator onto the ground. The smell of vanilla hits my nose before my vision focuses. Cooper got his gun pointed at the gator in front of me. On the ground is his prosthetic hand. Still acting like the boss around here, huh, Schmidt? Someone's gotta. This town needs a leader. You're the last thing a town like this needs. Cooper cocks his pistol again. You can't even handle a bum like me. I see you still haven't given up your way of life. Don't you think it's time you stop? Cooper shoots him in the foot this time, and by the sound of the gator's yowling, it wasn't a prosthetic. You son of a bit! As the gator tries to prop himself on his last good leg, Cooper closes the distance between them, throwing his gun to the ground. He grabs Schmidt's collar and slams the backside of his hand across his slender snout, causing more than a couple of teeth to pitter to the ground. Cooper doesn't have any aggression on his face, not even when he pulls the gator down to the ground. Cooper grabs the gator's leg that he shot and starts pulling on it so it bends in the opposite direction. He's not screaming, he's not even conscious anymore. His leg is bent so far back, it almost looks like a doll whose leg was pulled on backwards. It's still twitching, really showing off the bones protruding from his calf. Cooper looks around at everyone else. They just walk away like nothing even happened. The wolf goes to pick up and holster his pistol before walking over to me. I try and sit myself back up with one hand, my other still lodged in my pocket. He kneels on the ground so we're eye level. Sorry about that. You okay? Scarily, I am. I really shouldn't be, but I am. I'm calm. Yeah. Good. Here, let me carry you on our way out. Okay. In complete contrast to the brutality he just displayed, Cooper carefully lifts me back up on my feet. I'll carry your bags. Okay. Without hesitation, I hand them over to him. Now more than ever, I don't want to get on his bad side. Ready? And with that, Cooper lifts me onto his back. It's a shame that his vanilla scent is being covered up by the stench of gator blood now. Whatever you do, keep your hands in your pockets. I'm going to get us out of here ASAP. My hands? Okay. Cooper grunts with that. He starts getting us out of town. I guess since we made a public spectacle, there's no point in walking slowly. It's strange that no one seems to care about what just happened. It's even more strange that I don't seem to care that much. That was certainly a brutal way to go about disarming someone. Yet I feel strangely numb to the whole experience. Maybe Cooper's right. Maybe I've been through more than I know. I do feel a bit lightheaded, so maybe I'm just really out of it. I hope so. I don't think I'll find a psychologist around here anytime soon. With the city fading into the distance, Cooper lets out a heavy sigh. He's been speed walking the whole time after our confrontation with Schmidt. The cool desert wind is quite welcome, all things considered. We both need to calm down. Okay, that should be far enough. I'm gonna set you down now. Okay, here, let me help. Cooper crouches down a bit, and I do most of the work to actually get off his back. I stumble falling on my butt with an oof. I think we both need a break. Phew. You okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. He's panting a bit, which makes him look more like a golden retriever than a wolf, to be honest. I have to ignore my instinct to pet his head. That would be weird for a multitude of reasons. Cooper interrupts my inner rambling. How about you? Here, show me your hands. Oh yeah, he was worried about those for some reason. My left hand is perfectly fine. My right hand has several deep gashes on my palm and fingers. Like someone traced a blade on the knuckle creases. They're all bleeding a fair amount. What the fuck? Cooper gently extends my fingers out so that he can inspect my mangled hand. I look down at my pants. Thank God that they're black. With close inspection, there's definitely a big blood stain forming. Did I get hit with something? Cooper pushes out some of the exposed flesh apart to look deeper. It's giving me a headache just looking at it all, so I turn my head. No, this was just a user error. A big user error. Huh? Cooper sits down next to me before digging into my pocket. He extracts the knife that I was carrying, which is now covered in blood all along the edge. You were gripping the blade, you dumbass. Hard. He gives a tired exhale before digitizing the knife away in his axiom. How the hell didn't you notice? Uh, oh, well. Well, I guess I have no choice. I don't know why, but I can't really feel pain. Like, at all. Cooper's face lights up for a moment before shifting back into a serious expression. That's something. I guess that's a good thing. If it wasn't for your bleeding hand, I wouldn't have realized you were in trouble back there. Cooper takes out one of our bags and rummages through it, grabbing a new looking first aid kit. Explains why you were so ballsy. I could tell he hit you on the face pretty hard. It certainly sounded like it. Who was that guy? Someone you'll never have to see again. Come here, let me patch you up. Okay. Cooper takes out some kind of ointment and spreads it all over my hand, readily digging under the flaps of my broken skin. It still makes my head hurt looking at it, but now I can't look away. It reminds me of something. My head starts to pound, and I use my free hand to hold it. Sting? No, it doesn't feel like anything. Just a headache. All right. I'll get you a tablet when we set up for the night. Cooper tightly bandages my hand up, to the point of almost looking like a mummy. At least, he separates my fingers, but I doubt I'll be using them for the time being. Man, I was hoping to avoid getting any more scars. So was I. Don't worry, that ointment will help reduce some of the scarring. Mm-hmm. I sigh as I look at my bandaged hand. It just had to be my dominant hand. Sorry to be a bother, but I might need some help doing some stuff with this. Don't worry about it. Even if it was an accident, you handled that situation well. Cooper helps me get up slowly with my left hand. Can you walk? Honestly? No, I don't think so. Okay. Cooper kneels down and I take that as my cue to get on his back again. We're almost there, just take it easy. Hmm. I can't help but yawn. It's been a stressful day for a multitude of reasons. Oh well, at least I can rest easy against Cooper. That vanilla aroma slowly lulls me into an evening nap. I'm starting to get woken up due to a continuous string of movements. It's like we're moving up and down, or abruptly stopping. Kind of like a roller coaster. I'm so out of it that I can't open my eyes. I'm on the outskirts of consciousness. Cooper's heavy breathing and occasional cursing is all I can hear. I hope he's okay. Eventually, I slip back into another dreamless sleep. It isn't until the sound of something being kicked in, along with the sensation of falling, that I fully wake up. What's going on? Cooper? Shh. Relax. I just got us into the train car. My eyes have trouble adjusting to the low light. I just keep them shut. It's dark as hell in here. Are there any lights? No, this is a shipping container. There's no need for them. Oh, that's good. It's hard for me to sleep with lights on. Cooper chuckles. Is that right? Here, let's get you into a proper sleeping position. You need some rest. Okay. Cooper sits me down carefully against the wall of the car, grabbing stuff from his bag. I can't help but heave a long yawn. I'm really out of it. Here, drink this before you lay down. It'll help with your headache. I rub my eyes with my bandaged hand. That certainly feels weird. I forgot about that. I take the cup Cooper's handing me with my left hand. This feels unnatural as heck. Oh well, I can smell it from here. It's the same fruity substance Cooper made before. I drink it slowly. Maybe it's a placebo, but I can already feel my headache slipping away. Just like I am, as I start falling back to sleep. Hang on, almost done. Okay. I let out another loud yawn before sipping more of my drink. Okay, here we go. It's probably not very comfortable, but now you have a blanket and a pillow. Thank you, Cooper. I try standing up, but I'm a bit clumsy. I can hear Cooper dash across the car to catch me. Whoa there, take it easy. You lost a lot of blood again. You're probably wiped out from everything that's happened. You can take the next couple of days to rest before we get to Ressom. I don't want to go to Ressom. Cooper sighs. I know. Let's get you to bed. Okay. Cooper helps my delirious ass down to the makeshift bed. It somewhat reminds me of my night binges with Damien and Deanna. We ended up leaving bars at 2 a.m. without being able to drive home. A cardboard box on the ground looked like a queen-size bed. This looks like a king-size bed in comparison. Thank you, Cooper. You're awesome. Keep telling yourself that. Good night. Cooper pulls the blanket over me and makes sure my head is level. I don't have the strength to say goodnight back, as I once again fall into a dreamless slumber. While the lack of light is nice, the bumpiness of the train makes it a bit hard to stay asleep. Oh wait, bumpiness? I guess the train is moving now. I crack my eyes open. There's still not much to see. All I can see is Cooper, illuminated slightly in the dark train car. It must be the middle of the night, yet Cooper is still typing away on his axiom. He must be working on something. Another job? He should take his own advice and take it easy. Job. I remind myself that we only have a couple of days together now. I'm starting to feel conflicted about splitting again. I was still lucid during our earlier talk and meant what I said. I don't really want to go to Ressom. I'd rather stay with Cooper, at least until I get everything sorted. I wonder how he'd react to that. I continue staring at him a while longer, at least as long as I can before falling back to sleep. However, I wonder about my future one last time. Ressom. To be continued. Honestly, it would be funny if if you ended up sleeping on Cooper, if he said well, I'm big enough, you can sleep on top of me. But yeah, I guess that wasn't gonna happen. Ooh. So the human still can't feel anything. He at least has some of his, memories, and they come back to him sporadically, but oof. Um Also, apparently, he lost a lot of blood again and he's just out of it. But thankfully Cooper was there for him, as I'm assuming will be the case a lot. Until I guess the human will have to be there for Cooper. Who knows? Anywho, but I guess now that we're on the train, we're sort of at the part at the main menu where you see Cooper and the human on the train, and they're just bouncing around that long ass train, like right here, also in the Patreon screen. I kind of want to join the Patreon too, but this channel doesn't make any money, so, and I don't have that much money to spare, so here's to hoping that I can make it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so that I can at least get the community tab. So yeah. If you know any people that want to subscribe just for the fun of it, give them my channel and just tell them to subscribe. I'm almost there. I just need 250 more subscribers, and then we reach 1,000. I was even thinking of doing like a little raffle thing. Maybe 1 or 3 people could win, a free drawing, within like... Well, yeah, I don't know. It was just a thought. But it would be nice, like, for, like, December, if I reach the 1,000 and I get the community tab. Or even if I just reach the 1,000 subs, that I could hold, like, a raffle for Christmas. But anyways, yeah. We'll have to see if that even happens. But, yeah. Anywho, so, obviously, this hopefully comes out Wednesday. Because it just came out, on Monday at, like, 1 in the morning. I was like trying to sleep, and then I got the notification from the Remember the Flowers Discord, and it's like, oh, there's a new build that I'm gonna have to record on Tuesday to release on Wednesday, because you guys are gonna want to see it. But it isn't bad, because I also wanted to see it, so yeah, I might as well play it while I record it. So yeah. Oof. Anyways, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Remember the Flowers yourself, there will be a link down in the description. If you would like to support the team making Remember the Flowers, there will be a link down for their Patreon. And as you can see in this page, $10 will get you, I think it's like the middle tier, or maybe the high tier. I'm not sure, because I haven't been to their Patreon. And but I guess you will get earlier access to the next build, and this is build 4, so you would get access to build 5, and you would be able to see what happens. And if not, then you could just wait until I get build 5 and I record it and everything. As you can see, I record it literally when it comes out. And yeah. And anyways, and if you would like to follow them on Twitter, I would also put a link down for that. And that's it for now, and I will see you in Minotaur Hotel, probably Friday, unless I decide to bump it until next week, so that it just is a full week of Minotaur Hotel, just in case something else pops up that, takes up the Friday spot. Yeah. Bye-bye.